everybody. Welcome to the show. You know where you are, the 9 at 9 with me, Tigo. And today we're talking about mental fitness because, well, it's time for Mr. Cory to come on and give us a little insider view to mental fitness. Last time we talked about living your 10, and I have to be honest, I'm probably floating somewhere between 7.5 and 9, but we'll see what happens today. So sit right there. We'll be right back.
Expert Talk is sponsored by Pod Nation TV, the podcast to broadcast network.
Yep, that's right. Our mental fitness expert is here today. And last month he talked about living your 10. And I've got to ask him, okay, so you hit 10. What's next? 11? Hey, Cory, what's next after you hit your 10?
I love that question because there is no hitting your 10. There's no there. It's not like a final destination. It's this consistent process of growth and becoming a better version of yourself and improving your life. I think of mental fitness just like physical fitness. You can lift weights for however long, you can do cardio for however long, but when do you stop and say, hey, I'm all done, I'm healthy now, I can just stop, right? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work for your body. It doesn't work for your mind. It doesn't work for your life. So we want to make sure that we are all about the journey of that consistent improvement, not so much focused on a specific destination. We love goals along the way. We love milestones, but we want to make sure it's not about, I'm there, I'm done.
So let me ask you, there's probably some people out there watching, especially in the expert arena, in the entrepreneur arena, that's going, man, I've been living my 10 since I was 10,
Mm-hmm.
and in reality, they're living a 4,
Yeah.
they're not getting enough sleep. They're not getting enough water. They're not taking care of themselves. They rarely see their family, but they think they're living their 10. How do you communicate with them that there's even something even better than where they are right now?
Yeah, like it's not my place to tell anybody whether they're living their 10 or not, or whether they should want more out of life than they have. It's I'm not here to tell you who to be or how to think or what to do. It's to provide you options and to make suggestions, and it's up to you to choose what's best for you. If you already think you're living your 10 and you've got nothing to learn over here and nothing you can work on, then hey, all the power to you. I hope your life is as amazing as it can possibly be. I think for the rest of us who are probably living a pretty good life and things are going well for us, I'll use my own example. I owned a successful business. I enjoyed going to work. I wasn't one of those people who hated my job. Like I liked going to work. I liked the people that I worked with. There were a lot of good things going. And I was in a place where I could now grow my business, take it to the next level. And I had a lot of good things going for me in life, kind of checking the boxes. I had a car that I liked. I had a wonderful girlfriend at the time. I had good friends, good family, and yet something was missing. And I knew that something was missing. I could feel that something was missing. I didn't know exactly what it was at the time, but I could just feel that. And it was eating at me. Now, I think that we can all relate to that feeling that, hey, something's off, something's not right, something's not right. And the difference is between someone who says, hey, I'm going to live my 10, and someone who's like, hey, 7's fine. And again, there's no right or wrong answer here. If 7's good for you, great. For me, it was, you know what? This is my life we're talking about here. This is important. And I know that I'm going to regret it if I stay here in my life, if I kind of accept a 7 when I know I've got a 10 in me. And again, it's tough because your life's really good. But if you got that other thing in you, that more in you, then how do you ignore that? So I think that's how you know.
So what about your clients that came in and thought, hey, I'm close, I'm okay. And then they get into your program and then they realize, oh my goodness, I never knew life could be this balanced, this, fresh air to me.
Oh yeah.
How is that? How is that feeling when you see that client's light bulb just go, boom, I got it now?
I love it. I mean, so we talk about it like a switch flips in you. And once it flips, it's kind of like you get it. And once you get it, you don't unget it. Like my 5-year-old son's learning to read right now. And I could see that point where he actually went from trying to just sound out words to actually understanding how reading works, like how words fit together. It's kind of like how puzzle pieces fit together. Once you can kind of understand what that puzzle looks like, you're like, oh, now I get this. Once you start to get it, your whole life starts to change at that point. Now, it doesn't change overnight. We're not about like big dramatic changes in your life. We're really about making consistent improvements, because consistent improvements stick and they're sustainable. And we're not interested in like changing your life for a day or two and then having you go right back to normal, right? So just working on that. But when you see that happen, it's so rewarding, because like a lot of our gym members, family people, leaders at work, or have teams at work if they're not the leaders of their teams. They have friends, they have family, and they care about how they show up in the world. Like, it matters to them. And when you know that you've now taken that person from doing well in their life, being good, to somebody who can actually start creating a ripple effect of positive impact in people's lives, however they do that, even if it's just a teeny tiny little amount, but however it is, from a small amount to a larger amount, when you get to see that happen in people, you get to see in their eyes and in their face, and you can just feel it off of them, that they're like, yes, this is who I've been waiting to become. And we've heard people say, and I love hearing someone say something like, it's really hard to explain how much that means to me. I felt like I had it in me. I just didn't know how to get there. And now that I get to be that version of myself, it really is hard to explain how much that means to you. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's the best.
So I talk about my grandsons all the time. I'm just going to say it. I'm super proud. They're 2.5, 7, and 16 going on 30. But, I hope that, and every time I look at them, it's like I'm trying to show them a little bit more about life. And, of course, the teenager's like, he thinks he knows everything, but whatever. I'll get him back later. But I'm thinking, it's like, if I get it, if I get there's a better place, you need to live your 10. I want my kids and my grandkids to get it way before I do.
Yeah.
Way before I do. So how are you going to connect, or have already connected with your son, to be able to say, look, this is living your 10. This is, these are the steps. What are you telling him?
Yeah. So we don't say, here's living your 10, and we don't say, here are the steps. What we do is
you go.
Yeah. We talk about and model some of the principles and the ideas behind it at a very, like, we take these big ideas, and it's what we do in the gym, and break them down into very small, easy to digest parts, so they just make sense. I'm not really teaching you something new necessarily. I'm more introducing something that you're like, well, that just makes sense. So that's what I do for my son. I had my son the other day, my 5-year-old son, say to me, because he started playing chess too. He likes figuring things out, and he's really enjoying chess. I love it. So he's going to kick my ass one day soon. Sorry, pardon my language.
No problem.
But he told me the other day, he's like, I was asking him what he likes so much about chess. And he says, well, I actually, he's telling me what he likes. And he says, I actually love to lose. And I was like, well, that's weird. Why do you love to lose? And he says, well, because when I lose, I learn. And when I learn, I get better. And I love getting better. Wow. So here is growth mindset at work. And it's such an important part of living your 10 is growth mindset. And
I know 30-year-olds that hate to lose. So
nobody likes to lose, right? Like, we don't, and that's what I said to him, is like, here's what I want. I want you to try your hardest to win, and also know that sometimes you're just going to lose, and that's part of the journey, and it's part of the process. And this is where we learn and grow and get better, so that we can kind of win more, hopefully. And so I really, really love that. And so what this is I was in his ear from a very young age, just letting him know things like, it's important to practice things. If you want to get better at something, it's not supposed to be easy. You got to practice, not being preachy, not hammering this on him, but just kind of planting the seed. Then when he goes and learns how to ride his bike, just reinforcing that message, really, really celebrating the process and the effort, not the result. And so bit by bit, you're just kind of building these kind of mental pathways, if you will, on learning how things work and why. We're also incredibly perfectly honest with him. I shouldn't say perfectly, but 100% honest with him, so he can learn how things work and why things work and how the world works, and let him figure it out for himself. When you do that, it makes it a lot easier to put the pieces together.
I've truly enjoyed these 3 months that, you've come on and just kind of shared the mental gym and the process and all of that. And I hope you'll come back maybe later in the year, and we'll catch up and do it again or something. But before I let you out of the hot seat and who cuts us off, tell everybody how they can find the mental gym.
Awesome. So yeah, you can find the Mental Gym at www.mentalgymlife.com. Life is Life. And I'm on LinkedIn. So if you're on LinkedIn and you want to connect with me and say hi, I'd love to say hi to you. I'd love to connect with you. Looking forward to it.
Man, it's been fun just hanging out with you, Cory. And you guys know, if you're driving, if you couldn't write it down, if you can't remember it, go to Tigo Direct, type in tigodirect.com, type in Cory, type in mental fitness. You can probably type in grandson. No, I'm kidding. Type in Cory, type in mental fitness. You can send him a message directly from there. He'll connect with you. I want to thank you so much, sir, for being on. I hope you'll come back later in the year and we can catch up.
I'd love to. Thanks, Tigo.
Hey, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you'll come back next time, as always. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.